Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Danny. This is a not quite post-review show. We are discussing what is happening next for Anthony Joshua after his victory over Robert Helenius. Danny, thank you for joining me. We've done a post-review show. Please do check that out if you're watching this video. It is on our YouTube channel. Danny, going to get right into it. Obviously, there's been so much talk recently about this Deontay Wilder fight. January 13th in Saudi Arabia is the proposed date. That's exactly 5 months away. Do you think we are going to see that now?
Sorry, mate. I don't know if sounds like there's a fight going outside my flat. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, if like a non-boxing fan was asked this question and had access to the months and months of Eddie Hearn saying the fight is done, it is 100% happening, this and that and this and that, you say yes, it's bound to be happening, but I don't know if it's just me, but watching interviews with Hearn and stuff this week, it doesn't sound as cement as it had previously. But I'll live in hope. I hope that it happens. I think it makes a lot of sense for Josh. I think they need to try and give him a big fight next. I hope it happens. Gun to my head. I have a wife. I have a feeling it won't happen, but I hope it does.
I'm going to give my opinion. I
Not
don't
like
think
you.
I don't think it would. I don't think it will happen. I think that I mean, look, I think there's a reason why Wilder himself wasn't there tonight. If this fight's pretty much done or close to being done, why
Yeah,
wasn't Wilder in London?
yeah,
Um, Tonight, surely, look, can you imagine if after the fight, Joshua and Wilder had like a face off or words on the mic, how massive that would have been, how much that would have blown up on social media?
yeah.
Why wasn't that there? Why wasn't that the case? I also think Joshua's team will analyze his performance against against Robert Helenius, who he was supposed to stop really early, and think, right, should he go in there against Wilder next? And I think they'll come to an agreement that that's probably not a good idea. And I understand with Wilder, there's a lot of money on the line. The winner of that fight possibly will fight Tyson Fury or Usyk. Who knows? I don't want to start talking about who's going to win that fight and what's going to happen next. But I personally, if I had to give you an answer, I'm say 65-70% competent. It won't happen.
See, I get where you're coming from a pure if everyone around Joshua was with the mindset of say, right, we need to try and get him to a position where he can fight Deontay Wilder and beat him and then move on to a world title. I don't know if that's really going to be the mindset anymore because who's he gonna fight? Like he get beat. That's the thing. If they want like another step up fight, they'll get him beat, and then the Wilder fight's gone. All that money's gone. Any potential fight with Fury is gone. So I completely see your point of view in terms of if you were like purely focused on Anthony Josh's best interest as a boxer and getting him fighting Deontay Wilder when he's ready to fight him, then you wouldn't do it. But from a business perspective, I think they need to get him a big fight next because based on what we saw tonight, and I don't know if it's an inability or unwillingness to do anything other than just sort of pure boxing, then he's going to end up getting beat, and then all these fights sort of
Yeah,
drift away.
yeah, you're right, and I think that Joshua's admitted to himself the stage of his career now. It is about money. I think. Look, he is a two-time world champion, and it is about money. I just think that one question I've got is say it does happen, say it does happen. It kind of sounds a bit like a soap opera now, isn't it? But that's boxing for you. Say it does happen. Chances are Joshua. Look, most people are going to say Joshua's going to lose that fight. Do you think possibly the most likely outcome over the next few months is that Joshua faces Wilder in January, earns a lot of money, and then does retire? Or do you think he could fight on and go for more paydays? What do you think?
What do I think the most likely outcome is? I think, you know what I could see happening? I could see Joshua not fighting Wilder and then Fury and Joshua fighting in the first 6 months of next year. I could see that happening.
Okay.
I think that's a bigger fight. I think that makes more money. It gives Fury, I think, will be a lot more confident in that fight than he would in Usyk fight. Gives him more time to freeze out Usyk. It buys him a bit of good grace with the public. So I could see that happening, because I think if Joshua fights Wilder, there's no Fury fight, and that's the bigger one.
Yeah.
So, but I think if he was to fight Wilder and get knocked out, which is what my prediction would be, got to be honest, that's what my prediction would be. I think he would probably retire, and then him and Fury would end up having like a Kell Brook, Amir Khan fight, like 3 or 4 years time, which is pretty depressing. To be honest, what do you think would happen?
Yeah, so I shouldn't laugh, but I just think the idea of like us being here in like 2029 and me fucking
Grey hair. We've
yeah, I
got
was just
grey
gonna say
hair.
that for Elliot Griggs like completely bald, and I'm just is that's yeah, I don't know. As yeah, that's the scary thing is that we could be that could happen.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, okay. Have I got any more questions? I think that look, we've
Who do you think you'll
discussed.
fight next? Who do you think you'll fight next if the Wilder fight doesn't happen?
I've got a feeling it will be in maybe December. It could just be it'll be back at the O2, and he'll be fighting someone better than Hellenius.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's late, so I can't think of too many names. There's it's like a genuine top 20, top 25 guy. Like I don't know. There's names out there like
Jagba, someone like that.
who?
Someone around like a Jagba's level. What do you think?
Ijagba, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, he's not going to go in there and fight, the winner or the winner or the loser of Zhang Joyce too, because it's
Yeah.
too much of a risk. Or like, is Hogovic a possibility? Probably not. I
Wouldn't
just think it's someone who he'll get more credit for beating than
Dempsey
Hellenius.
McKean.
Yeah.
Dempsey McKean.
Uh, I don't think so, because I don't think McKean's particularly impressed tonight. Um,
Mm.
so so yeah, that's that sort of caliber of someone who is more established, isn't the sort of age Hellenius is as well. That's what I think, mate. You'll get casual fans who will have seen the stoppage victory tonight, will lap it up, and the next time Joshua tickets come out for a London fight, they'll be queuing up for them again.
You're right.
So I personally, that's what I think will happen. Joshua will be back between December and February, and he will fight back at the O2, and that's what he will be against. He'll be up against a good fighter. Look, he's not going to fight. He's not going to fight someone he's not going to fight Gerald Washington. That's what those are my thoughts. And then maybe, look, if he manages to get through that, then it will kind of be win or bust, whether that's against a Wilder or a Fury. I think the problem is like those top tier heavyweights. He's fought Usyk twice, and then the other ones left are Wilder and Fury. Like there aren't, in terms of like a big super fight at heavyweights, there isn't another. There's not another fight out there, so it really is only Wilder and Fury for Joshua. I think that's part of the problem. Fury, difficult to work with. They've tried making that fight before, so yeah, it's a tricky one. It's interesting to see what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks.
What about a trilogy fight with Ruiz?
Uh, I don't
Would
think
sell?
I question it, because it sounds like Ruiz will ask. I think Ruiz would ask for too much money. But I'm not thinking about it. I don't think that's a bad shout, because again, I feel like that fits what I've said of a better heavyweight than Robert Hellenius, someone who will get credit for. However, I just think, considering how one-sided the rematch was, I'm not convinced.
That's the thing. But it's sort of low risk in a way, because AJ's shown he can box. Like, he can't. Bruise is one of the fighters statistically he can beat as this sort of like new style boxer type thing. But if, as you say, if the rumors of what Reese sort of values himself at these days are to believe, that could prove an obstacle. And you can, I mean, the rematch sells out the O2 without a doubt. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's Wilder.
Yeah, we shall see. My final question from me to you, Danny. If Anthony Joshua does fight Deontay Wilder next, on a scale of 0 to 100, how confident would you be of Joshua winning? I think he's displayed against Lanius. Look, he does still hold that one punch knockout power. Some people might say, look, if he can get, I'm trying to just be positive. If he can get through the first half of that fight, and then Wilder's gas tank isn't what it was, if Wilder tries to get him out early and then doesn't, maybe Joshua has a chance. What would your thoughts be on that fight if it does get made?
I would. I feel as if I'm maybe trying to be slightly positive here too. In my head, and I think it's weird because I know the bookmakers' odds won't reflect this. I would struggle to give Josh more than like a 25-30% chance of winning the fight, which is obviously bigger upsets have happened than someone with a 1 in 4 chance winning. But if you're tentative and you're not sure if you're coming or going and you're standing off, I can't think of a worse person to be in a boxing ring with than Wilder. So yeah, I would favor Wilder in it, to be honest, pretty heavily.
Yeah, I think my only response to that would be, look, I agree with you. My only response to that would be Wilder's fought 1 round in 2 years.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's left of Wilder. Wilder, I think he's 38 now. So that's the only positive spin I'm gonna put on it. There's a chance that Wilder could possibly be over the hill now.
100%, without a doubt. The only thing I would say is like, if you think of what that fight's going to be like, so from like a mental perspective, the way Wilder came back from that second Fury fight into the third one, and the mental strength and the balls he showed is seriously impressive. Seriously impressive. So he'll be going in there. He'll not be scared at all. He will be fully 100% sure in the belief he's going to knock Joshua out. Is Joshua going to be in there with anything close to that? He is going to be petrified if he fights Deontay Wilder. The only X factor, as you say, is if Wilder has got old since we last saw him, which is 100% a possibility.
Yeah, I just think if you're Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury watching that tonight, you're rubbing your hands together, aren't you? Danny, thank you for joining me as always. Lots of fun talking to you throughout tonight. And yeah, we will see what is next for Anthony Joshua. I'm sure whatever the case is, we will be watching. Danny, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, mate. It's been good.